What's up, Perry County? I just wanted to let y'all know that we have our first merch drop, and it is going to be gone by the end of the year. No later than January 1st will our merch be available to anybody and everybody.
It is super comfortable, super affordable, and it is worth your time. And just go check it out. The link is in the description.
And that is all we had to say.
Enjoy this episode. Before today's episode starts, I want to tell you about our sponsor. Thank you so much, Village Pizza. Village Pizza is the home of pizza in Perry County. They have a wide variety of toppings, desserts, and other high-quality items on their menu. They offer the highest of quality when it comes to dining in all of Perry County. Village is an excellent option if you're looking for an affordable meal, good employees, and a great environment. And if you want to throw a party, what better way to cater it than with a guaranteed W party food? Its staff is always hard at work providing you homemade ingredients all mixed into a perfect circle cut into triangles. Their pizzas are more than good. They are great. And if you're looking for a good job, Village Pizza is always looking for helping hands in the kitchen and up front. So go pick you up an application and start your journey as the pizza man you always dreamed of being. They are located at 853 Squirrel Hollow Drive in Linden, Tennessee. So go get you some Village Pizza and kick back and enjoy this episode of the Perry County Podcast. Perry County, welcome back to the Perry County Podcast, Perry County's #1 podcast. Thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing. Also, don't forget to enter our Christmas giveaway. We're about, I'd say, a little bit in December, so make sure you enter it. All you got to do is just go on to TikTok, make you a TikTok watching one of our podcast episodes in your own weird, wacky way, and put the hashtag Perry County Podcast Christmas giveaway on it. Who's ever got the most creative video and or most likes on their video will win a $50 Visa gift card, so make sure you don't miss out on that. Also, merch, link is in the description. I got mine in. It's soft, it's comfortable, it's affordable. So, go get you some. It's our founder merch, so it will be gone by the new year, and our second line will drop with it leaving. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. And if you need more on the TikTok challenge, there'll be a TikTok posted on mine at Connor.Tenon on TikTok, so go check it out if you want more details. And, our winner will be announced on our Christmas special, which will air on December 25th, Christmas Day. All right. So what's up, Andrew?
Oh, man, just hopped out of the woods not too long ago. Then I get a phone call. We shoot a podcast, man.
Yeah. That's how we do it.
That's how we do it always.
It's been a long day.
Been a real long day. Real long couple past days what it's been.
You ain't lying. But, long day or not, we've got the voice of the Perry County Vikings with us today. Our guest is Jay Hinson.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Not much, y'all.
No, just another day in paradise.
Yeah, that's about all you can do.
How you doing today?
Not bad, actually. Had to go to Brewston to see my girlfriend's sister cheerlead, and I had to do the book for Linden. So, other than that, I've just been out chilling, not doing much anything.
How'd the game go last night?
Oh, which game?
The Vikings.
Oh, the high school?
Yeah.
Oh, the Vikings came off with a loss. They're 0-3, but the girls came away with a good win. So
Yeah, the girls have been winning this season.
yeah, and they've actually got two girls that are going to help out a lot. Kristen Duncan, and then this new girl from up in Michigan, Talia Andrews. I looked her up the other day on Max Preps, and she averaged over 13 points up there. So that'll help. That's going to be a big help. And plus, she's a tall girl, so definitely help with Sienna.
Oh, yeah. We definitely use some more height where we can get it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can't just have just one. You know, I mean, we have so many guards. We need a couple decent-sized post players.
Right.
Until Carrie can, you know, once she starts getting back in the groove of things, and Haley, too. So I think we'll be all right.
Yeah.
I feel like the boys, once they get going,
They're just young.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
you know, I
really
mean,
young.
Lakeland tried to do a little too much sometimes, you know. Like, I mean, I can understand. I mean, it's his senior year, so he's kind of trying to do a little too much, but it's nothing terrible. I mean, I pushed myself too, and but last night Santa Fe just did a really good job of containing us, and we couldn't do anything hardly. So it's nothing. Just tip your hat and move on, you know. What can you do?
I tell you what cracks me up, and that's that Ellis does not start this year.
Well, Ellis, he's a good role player. I like Ellis. I remember last year he would shoot so much, and it'd just be back iron. I'm like, man, what is wrong with him? Then finally, after about 2 months of games, he was 0 for 12. He hits one at Brewston, and I think he ended up, like the rest of the year, he went 4 for 5 or whatever it was. So he finally got in a groove. And actually this year, he knocked down 3 the other night. Jake Mercer, freshman, had 21 points last night. And so, it's been a crazy first 3 games. But finally back home Tuesday against Riverside. So that'll be fun.
Don't know if I'll make it to that game.
You don't know who make it.
There's some animosity between me and some folks at Riverside.
Oh, well, they probably feel a little bit down and out right now just because their football team lost to Tyner in the state championship today.
Yeah, they just went up there too yesterday, didn't
They just lost by 2, didn't they?
Yeah, 26-24, had a chance of tying it up.
That's what they did last year. They had the big old, I don't know if they went to state or not, but
They made the semis, though. They didn't make it to the championship. This is the first time ever.
I know they brought a ball to them with a helicopter on one of their last games. That was pretty cool.
Kind of like what we did on our senior night, or the last home game we had. We did that against Gleason when the air evac came down. I didn't know what was going on. Nobody told me about it. And Nate was playing. Tim Thomas, my buddy of mine, he was sitting there. He's like, he looked up and he had the camera and he turned it up. And about that time, you start seeing like all this wind and stuff, and I was like, "What in the world?"
I could only imagine you commentating on the radio.
Well, I was trying to. I was just like, "Why?"
There seems to be a helicopter coming into the field.
I looked over. I was like, "Nobody's hurt." And of course, about that time, I went, "Oh, they're bringing the ball." Okay, because someone said there's going to be a big surprise at before the game, and I was like, "Okay, well, y'all need to tell me because I don't. I've got people listening on the radio that can't see." So I got to figure this out, and they never tell me. Joel would not tell me. So, but finally I figured it out, and we were able to go on with it. But it was a lot of fun. And the bad thing is, it was cold that night, and so
it was just blowing that wind.
And so when the helicopter came, we had the windows up. Of course, we have to because me and Mr. Clifton and Joel, we can't see hardly ever where we're at, especially when the field's dead, and the paint's just everything's white, so we can't see anything, and so we were sitting there and we had to pull the windows down. I mean, it was blowing papers everywhere. It blew my hat out of the press box.
Oh, gosh.
And I was like, good Lord, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. And Tyler Trull's sitting there doing this on the field. And I'm just, and half the people had their, I think it was almost about to rain that night too. And a lot of people were having to move their umbrellas. It was crazy. But yeah, I've had but that air evac thing is pretty cool. Last time I think we did that was Jacob Tucker's senior year, maybe. I want to say that was like 2011 going into 2012. So
Yeah, way back.
It's crazy, I know it's y'all don't think so because you're 17, 18 years old, but I mean I'm 30. I sure don't feel it. I ain't gonna lie. I don't. I reckon because I'm always around young kids, and I'm always around young folk, and I mean everybody in my class is young. So it's kind of makes me feel like, man, did I graduate in 2010? Like, what the heck happened? And then I start thinking, like I was telling my mom the other night, and we were like, I was like, what happened? What happened from 2011 to 2020? Like, I don't even remember it. And she goes, well, you went to college at Free, didn't do very well. You stop, went to Columbia State and Clifton, did okay, but then thought, you know what, let's go back to Linden. And then or not Linden, go to Columbia main campus. Went there, didn't go to class, never drove because I had to drive, didn't drive, so I was like, nah, forget it. So took a 4-year hiatus, ended up going, what was I doing? Oh yeah, from 2015 to the spring of 18, I was just broadcaster, nothing else. I worked at Walmart for a little bit, 15 to 16. Got fired because I was late too much. Being a dumb middle 20-year-old, you know, what can you say?
Just hanging out, man.
Basically, that's all. I mean, I was like, they're cool. They always said you can be 5 minutes late, no big deal. No, by God, if it's 1 minute late, they got you. I was like, oh my God, because we had to swipe a card.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that was a trip. I guess we probably could go back to that because there's a lot of stories I can talk about with that. But after that, in that summer, I got a gig in Atlanta to be a broadcaster for a collegiate summer league team, and thought that was pretty cool. And came back and at that time I got a call from a guy from Nashville because I was wanting to try something new and go to Nashville and be either produce and then work my way up, something like that. But no, instead he called me. He's like, I need you now. I was like, dude, I can't do it now. I'm in Atlanta. I told them I'm going to be here for 2 months. This is like, I was there from June 1st until August 1st.
Yeah.
And he called me May 31st. He's like, I need you. I was like, dude, my first game's tomorrow. Like, I can't. I don't know anybody here. I'm literally by myself, staying in a, what's it called? Like an extended stay American or whatever it was called.
Oh, gosh.
Nice room. I ain't gonna lie. Had a flat screen TV, about 50 inches. One good bedroom. Hey, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. And had a microwave. It wasn't no rats anywhere or anything like that, so it was good. But it was freaking pretty penny too. I had to, most of the money I had to waste on that. But anyway, and driving around Atlanta all the time, that was a trip. But anyway, come back home. I was like, yep, I'll do it. So I moved to Nashville. Worked as a producer for a radio station there, Nashville Sports Radio. Really cool experience. A couple years later, COVID hits, and I was already having a little bit of button heads with our general manager, just mainly because I wasn't getting to do play-by-play. I was just doing producing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I really want to play-by-play again. And I ain't gonna lie, and Josh Warren, if y'all watch JB Troll, I was getting a little jealous. Not gonna lie, y'all were doing an excellent job, and it started making me miss it. And so I called them when I came back when COVID hit, and I said, if y'all want to do it, y'all do it. I'll help, or I'll try something new.
Yeah.
They both immediately said, no, take it. Like they said, take it, and I'm like, are you sure? Like I don't want to push you away. If y'all love it, take it. I don't care. I just that feeling of it kind of came back, and but they were fine with it, and so I was gracious enough to do it, and it's awesome to do. I mean, I never thought I'd do it. I never thought I could do something like this because I'm a shy guy. Y'all might not think that, but I am. I hated being in front of people. Now when I go down to the bottom of the step to talk to coaches, it doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is when people watch me. That's when I really freak out, and I try to zone out when I'm standing there, and when people are staring at me, looking at me like, why has he got a microphone? Why is he talking to this dude down here? This is weird. This is like ESPN. This is so weird. They're like, if it's a big crowd and they start staring at me, and I look at them and they're either snickering or pointing like this, I sit there and go, don't look at them. Just look at Helton. Don't look at nobody else. And Coach Helton's sitting there he's looking at everybody in the stands, and then he looks at the camera, looks back at everybody in the stands, then looks at the camera again.
He's got it on point.
He knows what to do. He wants to be seen. Me, I'm sitting there just looking at him going, I am not looking to my left. Like last night, Sienna, I broadcasted with Sienna Wilson after the game, or I interviewed her, not broadcasted. Anyway, I interviewed her, and I'm sitting in there, and a bunch of her teammates are just dogging her, like going, Sienna, you suck. And what Grace Clace come up and smack her hind end, just pow. And I mean, she didn't budge. I remember one time one dude come up behind me and tugged on me to move. I flipped out. I jumped like, what just happened? And but she didn't care. Didn't think about it. Nothing. She just stayed straight ahead. She didn't look at nothing. If I asked her a question, she'd look at me and then look straight ahead. Boom. And I'm like, I don't know what you're doing right, but that makes me a little less nervous that, I don't have to worry about looking at other people.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing about it. But, yeah, that's how shy I can be. I was more of a player, and I didn't want to be anything else, but now I love broadcasting. I hope I do it more, but my true love is coaching and being a baseball, basketball. I mean, I've helped basketball for a little bit, but baseball is my true passion, and that's what I'm hoping to be when I get up. Hopefully, knock on wood, I'm supposed to graduate next December, thank the good Lord, and hopefully within the next year or so, I'll hopefully have a teaching job if I'm qualified. Let's just get there first. Let's make sure I'm qualified.
I'll tell you what.
We'll get there first. Let's get the diploma first, and then we'll move on.
I'm like the quite opposite of that with the being shy part. Like, I love.
Who would have thought? I mean, you got the podcast. I mean, you can't be shy.
I love getting up in front of people and talk. Like, it's my passion,
see,
dude.
Here's the thing.
I'm a showman at heart.
He's a showman. I was shy when I met him.
Yeah.
I
Then
can't
I hang
have shy
around
people
hang
around
around
me.
for a little while, and he's like, "No, we got to break that." No, that ain't happening.
Yeah, he was pretty quiet. Like,
Like I gotta do this, man.
but now, if me and him and say Trenton's with us, or just me and him,
And we're in a crowd of people.
we go to a crowd of people, they're going to notice us. They're going to be like, who are those idiots?
No.
And now I got this merch now. They're like, who are those idiots? But check it out.
Check it out. That's
Wait a
right.
minute, what is it? No, you gotta check out the merch.
Check merch. Cop some merch. Check out the podcast. Just start
I
plugging.
ain't gonna lie, I checked the merch out, and I was like, you know what? Kind of like that. May get black because that might be a little too much black on the white, but
Yeah.
I'll definitely take a black.
I'm just figuring it out now, man. But
Oh no, it's cool.
I do like this hoodie. It's really comfortable.
You're looking at my Christmas present right there. I
Is that
mean,
good?
that's it. I mean,
That'd be funny. Like you'd be like, dude, I'm on the podcast. Why are you giving me our own hoodie? Like, what are you doing?
And the way I set it up, I tried not to make it so expensive because the using Bonfire, it's partnered with YouTube.
Yeah.
So I could just link my thing right up. And the way it is you can make them, but there's a base price it costs to make them, that drawback that they take. Yeah. So it was like 20-something, like 25-ish or like 24-ish for a shirt. So I just rounded up to 30. So like, it's like we get a $5 drawback off everything.
That's not well.
So
get a little money back.
And it makes it not so expensive because some people price hoodies like $60. Ours are $40.
We had that reminds me. I took Nate and Gus, Emma's, my girlfriend's brothers. I took them to Vanderbilt last weekend, yeah. And, of course, Tennessee wore them out. But anyway, we went to the bookstore. Of course, I've been to games before. They never have. They had no idea how much it was. They had a feeling it'd be like $20. I said, dude, add. You keep adding.
For what? What were they trying to buy?
They wanted just, like I told them they could get, a souvenir or whatever, hoodie, whatever. Nate gets a hoodie, puts it on the counter. He's like, how much you think this is? I said, well, look at the tag. It's on there. The first one he looked at, $90.
Holy crap.
$90. He said, why is it so high? I said, because of the branding, because it's got the university symbol on it. He goes, okay, so he put it up, looked at another one, got a black one, and he handed it to me. He's like, I don't want to look at it. It was $70. I was like, all right, whatever. Put it up there. Well, Gus is sitting there. He wanted a hat. Got the hat.
Now, how old's Gus?
Gus is 9.
Okay.
And I'm trying to get him to play football. But right now, and I think he just does it because he knows I like the sport. He wants to. He's been like when Nate wants me to help him and Zoe wants me to help her with softball. Gus wants. He's like, I might play baseball next year. I'm like, Gus, you've never played. He's like, I don't care. I can hit dingers. I was like,
okay.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Aaron Judge out here.
Exactly. Looking like Aaron Judge, man.
I could not hit anything when I played baseball.
Man, do you remember when I played?
Yeah, I remember when most of y'all played something. I would umpire or officiate something as bad, awful as I was.
It was terrible. That was terrible.
No, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, Gus, I worked with him for a week, and he actually started catching the ball and hitting a little bit. The only thing he does is, like most kids, they get lazy because they're like, I'm tired of doing this. I'm tired of doing that. And I'm like, dude, you got to do this. If you don't, you're not going to hit it. Like, yeah. And I'm like, keep your eye on the ball. What's he do? Yeah. Swings and misses. Yeah. I was like, I can't hit. I'm like, because you're not looking at the ball, son. You're looking right at me. And he's like, I was like, okay. He looks at the ball. Hits it out of the infield. I said, look at there. And he goes, okay, next time, swing and miss. And I was like, Gus, I'll work with you, bro. I'll get you a tee or something for Christmas.
My thing is my mom and dad signed me up for T-ball.
Yeah.
And so, like, I was probably like 7, 8 or so. I was like, yeah, T-ball, I can hit a ball off a tee. It's cool. Because I'd been playing T-ball, like, my whole life.
Yeah.
At this point. And, yeah, we get out there, and we're just getting pitched to by grown men. And I'm like...
Ain't that the truth?
I striked out every game until the last game. On my last, I'd struck twice. My last hit knocked it out of the park. Knocked, at Veterans. We was over in the
Andrews field.
Yeah, I guess so. The one on the far right, like back right corner when you're coming in from town.
The Andrews field. Yeah.
Knocked it out of that field over into the one on the left.
Owls field.
Yeah, I got a home run.
Yeah,
that was the only time I hit. Everybody got invited to join the All-Stars team.
Yeah.
Except for me.
What? I feel like, dude, I'm the only one to hit a home run.
I went to the dugout at the end of the game, and everyone's like, "So yeah, we're all going to All Stars," and I was like, "Huh? What's that?"
What's that?
And they were like, "Oh, you didn't get invited?" And I was like, "I guess." I was like, I hated baseball at that point because I was like, I would dread going to the games.
Yeah.
Because at practice I could hit the balls, I just don't know what it was at the games.
Well,
Same.
it just some people are good at practice, and like me, I was better in practice than I was in games. I got nervous really easy, and for me, I was like my first few years, especially after my dad died, I was petrified. I didn't want to be out in front of people, but when I was in practice, man, I felt like I was going to be a stud, and then I get out in the game, and I'm like, dang, that ball looked outside, and I called it a strike, or that ball looked like it was about to hit me in the side. It was right down the pipe. What the heck? You know, and I didn't want to swing. But I grew out of it, luckily. But
I never got hit during a game. But in practice, I got beamed in the hand. Dude, that hurt so bad.
I bet.
Like, I was a little kid. Like, I think I went and cried in the dugout because, like, banged my hand, hit my thumb on the bat, and I was like,
the worst pain I ever felt getting hit. I walked on it free Hardeman.
Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. And I only played a semester because the grades mainly. I just couldn't do it. And
So you played while you were at Freed.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I mean, I was okay. I wasn't great. I was an okay player.
You got to be something to get on.
I think the only reason why he gave me a chance, his name's Jonathan Estes. He's the athletic director there now.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I just want to try out. And the guy, Ryan Parnell, he passed away a few years ago.
Oh yeah.
He's my cousin, and he was a assistant basketball coach at the time. So he was like, I'll get you a tryout. I was like, oh, goody, Well, it's just me and our coach and my mom, and she was sitting in the dugout just watching. And he goes, okay, I've got 6 first basemen. They're all 6'4" and above. You are about right at 6 foot with cleats. We need a catcher because all we got is 2. And I said, okay. And then I had to tell him, he's like, have you ever caught? I was like, yes, I've caught. But my dad was an all-state, #1 ranked player in the 70s, and he had the Oakland Athletics and Cincinnati Reds looking at him in college before he got hurt. Before he had his injury made him paralyzed, and the coach goes, you're catching. So he goes and gets some gear. I said, what does this got to do with anything? Just because my dad was good doesn't mean I'm good. And he goes, you got something. So I can go out there. I look like a freaking fat ninja walking out there with his face mask. And, like, I haven't, like, I mean, I was probably right at 6 foot, close to 195 at the time because I let myself go after basketball. And, oh, my God, I squat down, my knees popped. I went, oh, my God, what am I doing? And this dude that's coaching is an ex-MLB player, and he throws a 85 mile an hour just soft toss ball at me. He just did this right here, and it went phew, and I went, oh my god. He's like, all right, throw it to second. He threw it. I caught it. Boom, boom. Threw it down over second baseman's head, and I went, oh no. He said, look at the edge of the grass. I was like, all right, do it again. This time he throws a little bit high, and I had to jump. I was like, oh my god. I went, boom, caught it. Choom. Perfect. Did it again, and again, and again, and again. Same thing. I was chunking it. My arm's dying. My arm's been dead ever since. But he goes to third. Wants me to do third. I told him to third. I did better at third than I did at second. I can't throw it 120 feet. I can only throw it 90. And and so we get done, and I'm sitting there. I look at Mom, and we hit some in the cage, and I mean he's throwing gas from about me to the edge of that thing there. I mean he's just chunking it at me, and I'm like, dude, I'm playing. Back at the time, we're playing Clifton, who's got guys throwing 55, 60, and Hampshire, who's throwing guys throwing 50. And I'm having to go up against this dude who went to the pros, and I'm sitting here like, oh my god. Well, I'm hitting it decent here and there. Finally, I get off. Mom comes up to me. How do you think you did? Not good. And I was like, there ain't no way. Well, the coach just starts talking to me. He just chit chatting, asking me, about my season, or I was like, I didn't play a whole lot and stuff like that. And he said, all right, well, your arm looked good. You had a pop. A pop is when the ball hits your mitt, and when you get the ball out of your mitt and let it release the ball.
Yeah.
My pop was 1.5 seconds. I got it from my mitt to second base within 3 seconds.
Yeah, if I try to do that fast,
it would
actually be a pop, and my wrist would pop off.
That's it. Well, I ain't gonna lie, my shoulder popped the first time I threw it, so there was a pop. But and when he told me that, I went, no, you're kidding, because the average pop for most catchers is 3.5, and I was right at 3 because the dude was clocking me. But I was just in such a hurry and trying to impress, I just started doing crap. And
yeah, you're getting a rhythm.
And I just got in a rhythm. And plus, I had to throw 100 down to second and only 2 to third. I'm like, what the flip? What if I won't throw it to first? Same thing. But anyway, we're sitting there talking some more. And then my mom just was like, she just wanted to cut the chase. Like, is he on the team? And my mom's not like that. Julia Hinson is not like that. She's very quiet, well-mannered, but she's just like, well, Coach, is he on the team? Like that. Just, yeah. He's like, well, yeah, I wouldn't be talking to him so much if he wouldn't. And I just went, oh, my God. And I was like, how am I on the team? And I've never in my life, ever thought, like, oh, I'm good at something. I've always been called a fat A double or, wannabe and all this other stuff. I'm like, and I was okay. I never think of myself as good. I think a lot of
good enough to make the team though.
I was okay. Like I said, I was not. I got to practice and I met the guys. Holy crap. And that team only went 25 and 25, I think, that year. But 2 years later, they made it to they won their conference. And I was like, crap, if I was still on the team, I would have won a ring. And that ring was huge. I'm talking looking like your thing here.
The mouse.
On your finger. It was huge. I hope I didn't mess nothing up. But I was like, crap. And but yeah, back when I got it, so we get in the car. This is when my mom had like a Honda CRV or whatever at the time. Yeah, mom car definitely. And I just screamed. Like I was like, oh my God. Mom's just dying. And I looked at her, I was like, what just happened? Mom goes, I don't know. Like that. She just went, I don't know, but you did great. I was like, I didn't do nothing. I swung and missed half the time because the dude's throwing from 5 feet. And then I was like, my arm's killing me. So I had to go ice my arm, which I've never done. And so I come to campus. I get there, and we had to run. The first thing, I'll stop storytelling. The first thing we did, we had to run a mile in 7 minutes. And I'm like, oh, God. And what happened, what they do is you get pushed from behind.
Oh.
And the guys that were pushing me could run like a 4 flat. Oh. I mean, they were so... And they're like, just pick your feet up, we'll just carry you. I'm like, I'm trying, y'all ain't carrying me. And I'm yelling, like, this time I'm about to black out. We had to get up like 5 in the morning. This is in August or early September, so the sun's not up yet.
Yeah.
And so we're going in this little area right beside the sports center where they play basketball. It's a big parking lot. Used to be where the tennis court was. And so we're running, so we're good. I'm like, all right, I'm about halfway through. I'm okay. I keep hearing Coach S says, Jay, quit lagging behind. Quit lagging behind. He's from the north. So he's like, quit lagging behind. Come on, Jay. And I'm like, oh, my God. And so about 6 minutes. He's like, Jay, you got 1 minute, and you still got 3 laps. Hurry up. I was like, oh, my God. Well, then about that time, I was like, I can't do it. Well, this dude behind me, he's like, I never forget, he's like, pick your fat A double up, and I will carry you. I said, yes, sir. So I just picked my foot up, and I literally was doing this. Like, my legs were doing like this.
Just like trotting.
Bam, bam, bam. I got it done with 5 seconds left. And I literally fell on that concrete, and I thought it was a bed. I ain't going to lie. I thought it was a bed. I was laying there. I had a freaking scrape on the side of my face, on my leg, because I just laid out. And I was sitting there, and my heart's just... And I'm sitting there going, God, if I die right now, just please forgive me. I'm sorry. And you know, like that. And guys are sitting there just like cheering me on and stuff. I'm sitting there going, guys, shut up. You know, like, leave me alone. Y'all pushed me. Leave me alone. And I was like, I thought basketball practice was hard. This is terrible. But after that, I had a good relationship with a lot of those guys. Still do to this day. One guy's a preacher down in Georgia, and his name's Drew Suttles. He was a submariner. He'd throw right here and come up, and he didn't throw gas, but he had a lot of good junk. And the final story, I was talking about getting hit, and you talked about getting hit. I got hit a lot. Obviously, you play enough, you get hit a lot. Never bothered me. Yeah. This bothered me. First game we had, a little inter squad. We had about 30 kids, I guess, 30 or so. About 25 of them were on scholarship, or actually, I was the only walk-on the team. Everybody was on scholarship. Of course, everybody hated me because of that. Like, everybody was like, this dude thinks he's the crap because he walked on. And, of course, a lot of them found me on the internet and were like, oh, so his daddy was really good, so that's why he's on here. And then they're like, oh, no, his granddaddy worked here for 36 years. That's why he's, blah, blah. He's only on here because of this and that. So I got called everything in the book. But anyway, this dude come up to pitch, and he was from Spring Hill. They still live there, him and his wife. And they've got a kid, I think is now in middle school, which just blows my mind. I think they had a kid like in 2011. I think he's in 5th grade.
Yeah.
Anyway, he comes up to pitch. His name's Drew. I can't think of his last name. Drew Stoffel. There it is. And I didn't know him. Never played against him. He was from Spring Hill, but we never played him. As far east as we played was like Columbia Academy. That was like, we didn't play Spring Hill. Wow. Plus they were 2A at the time, so we were like, nope, not playing them. And so I'm about to get in, and I'm sitting there going, oh my God, I've got a wood bat in my hand, because this is before the new bats that they have now called BB Core and or .50, and they were like, we're not using metal bats anymore, we're using wood bats until we can get the new bats in. I was like, that's going to be weird. Well, the first pitch he throws me, they said, Jay, he throws hard. I was like, okay. I didn't care. I was like, whatever. I've seen guys throw hard before. First pitch. What was that? Like, I said, what was that? I thought I was like, holy crap, am I in St. Louis for all of a sudden? What happened? I'm at a major league game? And I see on the gun behind me, 93. I went, okay, this is different. And I was like, and I caught him in practice before.
Yeah.
It never looked like that. And so I'm sitting there going, okay. So I step back in the box as far as I can go. And I'm standing there and I'm like, all right, throw me one in. Second one he throws a little bit off speed. I hit it hard, but it fell. I was like, crap. And they're like, Jay, he doesn't have a curveball. He's going to throw you a heater. I was like, all right. Well, all I've seen was his hand do this. And the next thing I know, I'm getting hit right here, right in the rib. I went, I didn't scream, had no breath. And I didn't get on a knee. I just stood there. And I'm just looking at the ground like, I literally just got hit by a 93-mile-an-hour fastball in my rib.
Oh.
Ow. And I'm sitting there, and of course the catcher gets up and he's like, Hinson, you good? You good? I looked at him, I went, no. Just like that, no. He's like, you need something? And of course the coach over there, and Stoffel, that's what we called him, Drew, he's like, oh crap, I'm sorry, man, I'm sorry. I was like, you're good, man. So I'm literally limping like I got hit in the knee down the first base. And I get to first, and they get a pinch runner in for me, and I jog back to our dugout. Coach goes, have you ever been hit before? I said, yeah, but not by somebody that throws 93. We play Class 1A ball. The fastest I ever saw was Lewis County, and the dude threw 81. So yeah, this is different. And I think from then on, I kind of thought, yeah, I think I'm a little bit too much ahead of myself. So I'm going to try to get my degree and not worry about playing ball no more, because I think college is a little bit too much.
Yeah, he's got a pretty rough story about getting hit when he played.
Wow. I'm 14 years old. I used to live in Memphis.
Yeah.
I mean, my mom's from here, her family. I'm still in Memphis. That's where my dad's at. That's where my mom moved to. So we're playing, they have church leagues down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a certain age division,
Yeah.
but it's just churches. So it's all, like, they're good people. And we're playing by the rules, just regular, good old baseball.
It's baseball, not like slow pitch softball. It's actually baseball.
It's baseball.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, and they already have the BB court bats. I mean, with the churches, they're like, no, let's not do none of the soft stuff. We're not Jesus this one. We ain't go Jesus this one. We're going to go right in it. But anyway, I'm catching. I think I was the oldest one on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe by a couple months, maybe. And they're like, this kid can catch. And that's what I did.
Yeah.
And I did it well. So the coach was like, all right, you're catching for everybody. I don't care who it is. You're catching all game, every game. I go in there, and I'm throwing with my dad before the game, usually.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I do. It's like a routine, like did you have a routine before you win the game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd always make sure my socks were on right, which is weird. Made sure my shirt was untucked just enough, not enough to where I could show everything. And I made sure, I looked good. If I didn't, I felt bad. I had to my zipper and my button up had to be perfect, had to be in line. If it didn't, I felt weird. But that was usually that. And when I was a senior, I would eat Village pizza for a game.
really.
Yeah, that was like right when Village. Shout out to you guys. It was the original. It was original Village, and if you didn't know,
Village Pizza is the holy grail of pizza when it comes to Perry County and just outside of Perry County. I know people from Parsons and Lewis County that say they love this stuff, and they even got Snappies and Baileys up there. It just means that Village Pizza may just trump them. So go try it out. If you ain't watching this and eating pizza, what are you doing? Pause and go get some.
exactly. Just pause and go get some. Why not? But yeah, I'd eat Village and then go back to the game.
Yeah.
That was my routine.
My routine was like, I would go out there and my cleats, they were different colors.
Yeah.
So I'd put them on and I'd lace them up according to the color because I had the laces match.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was really cool. I thought I was real cool, man. And I would put them on before the game, and then I'd go out and I'd throw with my dad if he was there. Well, this one time we were throwing, and there's a creek right here.
Mm-hmm.
While I'm throwing, he's throwing. He threw a little short. No big deal. I'm off in this creek. It's all dried up. and I'm off in it, and I was gonna grab the ball. I was gonna toss it up and look cool out of my glove, and then throw it back to him. Well, I went to grab it, snap, felt a snap, and I took my glove off. My finger's like back here. Yeah, it was bad. And I was like, Dad, I think I broke my finger. And he comes over and he said, look away. And he went and popped it back in. It was still, the bone was just completely gone. So it's sitting there wiggling. And I was like, this is not good. And we're showing the coach, I'm his only catcher.
Yeah.
He would have had to forfeit if I couldn't play. And this is my catch at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like, wrap it up. Wrap it up. You're playing. And I was like, okay. And my dad was like, listen, I didn't raise no buttercup. Get out there. My mom hadn't made it yet, so she couldn't defend me in any way, shape, or form.
There's no way Miss Julie would have let you play.
There's no way.
No way.
No way, but my dad was like, man it up. And so I did, and it didn't feel that bad. Like I would have felt bad if I hadn't played that game too.
Yeah.
Well, I get in the game. We're doing fine. It's probably 7th inning. I think we're up. Pitcher throws. It's 2 outs. This kid had 2 strikes. Desperate. Hadn't picked up the bat off his shoulder. So I'm way in on this kid. Too far in. Shouldn't have been that far in. Umpire's on my back. Not cutting me no slack.
Like, dude, get off my back.
Yeah.
Get off me.
And this kid, I'll never forget
take
it.
your glove off
He
and
was
look at
ginger, had curls, had glasses. He looked at me, looked at the ball, swung. Everybody hears a pop. My mom was here for this one. She was there. And I'm looking at my hand, and my glove's off over here. That bat hit me right there. He smacked me with that bat. And I'm just looking at my hand, and my finger's already broke. And it's just throbbing. And I'm looking at the coach, and he's looking at me. He's going, and I was like, what do I do? Like, I didn't say anything. I was shocked.
Oh, my God.
And the umpire's like, still on my back. And he was like, you good, kid? And I was like, what do you think? What do you think, man? No, I'm not good. And my mom was screaming.
Oh, my
It was
God.
like everybody was talking, and then they heard that thump. And this is a Memphis baseball field. It's like 4 huge fields. Nothing. You could hear a pin drop. Oh, it was terrible. It hurt so bad. I was like, oh, no. My dad's done gone by this point.
He's already gone.
He's already gone by this point.
He's like, you're on your own, kid. See you later.
Pretty much. He was like, don't be a buttercup, and then he went to work. I mean, that's,
Like, I didn't raise no buttercup, son.
yeah, I didn't raise no buttercup. You better
You
get out there.
and you go get hit.
Shout out to my dad.
Right
Yeah.
in that broke hand.
Yeah, he get it right there. I want you to catch the fastball right there for me, son. Right there. Yeah. But that bat caught me right there. My grandmother, she picked up a metal guard for me the day before. That's what the pop was. It still shattered, Dad. I mean, it
I was
hurt.
fixing to say, it probably would.
It hurt so bad. I mean, it wasn't bruised, never bruised, but it was broke.
It was broke. Oh, my God.
My mom was fixing to call an ambulance, and the coach is going, no, we can't have that on the church. And I'm like, are you serious? Give me somewhere, man. Come on.
Like, someone just take me somewhere. Like, my hand is broke.
I didn't play the rest of the game. They had to
help.
have another kid.
Like, Coach, I can't do nothing,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
What is up?
I was just
I got
sitting
this finger going back here,
Yeah.
and this right here is broke. What do you want me to do, man? Want you to catch? I'm like,
Want
no,
you to catch? No, man.
no, not
like-
doing it.
It's like, give me a water, dude. Like,
He just says, use your other hand and gives you another glove.
probably would have.
Give me something. Give me some hard liquor or something, so this thing the pain would go
I
away,
really
man.
needed one. I mean, gosh.
I'm
it's
just kidding.
terrible.
By the way.
Yeah.
Just the coach walks up and hands a 12-year-old like a bottle of liquor. Get over it, son.
Church baseball over here. Yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
we don't got that cheap stuff here. You need to get better, son.
Look,
did
son, we
tell you.
ran out of ibuprofen.
We ain't got no Xanax no more, son. I'm sorry.
I mean, I did tell you they weren't bringing Jesus into that one. I mean, that's one good way to do it right there.
You'd be like, oh God, no, don't say that right now. Do not say that.
No.
Don't you put his name in vain.
Oh, yeah. Just
There's
drink
no
it.
reason.
There's no reason to do it.
Just drink it. Just drink it, boy.
Just drink it right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Get your butt behind the plate and let that dude get on your back again.
They had a kid from the other team. he caught the rest of the game. I've broken all my fingers twice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I mean, the finger part wasn't that bad. The wrist part, on the other hand, that's probably one of the worst pains I've experienced in my life.
I'm sure.
Besides what you missed in the past couple run of years. After middle school baseball was over, I was catching then too.
Yeah.
Tore my shoulder up.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, tore it up bad. And then I went to work. I've been working solid. I don't even play sports anymore. I love the games. I just don't have time.
Just can't do it.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
And I'm working a lot now, and I was working for a guy. I was picking up a lot of concrete. Got to the last bag, felt the pop. And I couldn't pick up a milk jug. It was that bad. Yeah, I tore my rotator cuff.
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, a gallon of milk's pretty heavy in the
I
morning.
mean-
I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that's pretty heavy.
Sometimes.
I'll get up and I'm just like, oh. Like crap.
I gotta go get another. I gotta get the mop and another daggum gallon of milk.
Like, Mom, you got an extra $5?
This is the 5th one this week.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, tore all my ligaments, tore my rotator cuff.
Oh my God.
I had surgery. 16 years old, had a shoulder surgery. It was pretty tough.
That's not gonna be good, dude. When you get older, you get about
Not
my
bad
age.
arthritis.
When
No,
you
man.
start 30, you're gonna probably have to have another one.
It's already pretty tough. I ain't
Jesus.
gonna lie. I'm a year in. I wake up in the morning. I'm like, yeah, it's cold.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's cold outside.
Pretty cold, man. Pretty cold.
You know, I've had my fair share of like accidents and just like not really accidents, just acts of stupidity and getting hurt from it.
Oh, I know the feeling.
Yeah, but I can say I've only broke my right foot. I only broke my right foot once and my left foot once. And with my left foot, I broke my big toe. I dropped a 45-pound plate at the gym.
Oh my.
Because somebody was in the bathroom talking about how they had some kind of infection in the locker room. They were in the locker room. My mom heard them, and she come in there and was like, wipe everything down with Lysol wipes, and wiped everything down.
Oh my God.
And then I went to pull it off of the bench, and it centered my foot.
Slipped. Oh.
And right there where your toe meets your foot.
Yeah.
Broke it.
Jeez.
Then I was playing dodgeball at church, and I took my boots off, and my fat self jumped up, landed, and when I landed, I had my socks on. I just like slid a little bit, so I landed wrong, broke my foot. And then I jumped off a balcony, but that didn't break anything.
No, that didn't break nothing.
I didn't break anything. You jumped off a balcony.
I didn't break anything, but I got nerve damage from it.
Oh my God.
My left leg is numb. Can't feel it at all.
He says it's just a line. No, there's a scar on his leg. I mean,
Oh my God.
it's pretty bad.
Good Lord.
That right there? Yeah, that was from some beads
about that
on
long.
a chair. It sucked, but
Still.
didn't break anything.
That's good, at least. I think the worst injury I ever had was probably it was a dirt bike story.
That'll do it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I was 13. Mom got me a dirt bike for my birthday that year. This was 2005. I was 13.
I was 1 year old.
Yeah. Showing my age, guys. And, of course, a lot of my friends are going to go, you're showing your age. Yeah, I'm 50. Like, you know.
I was 0 years old at this time.
But, yeah. I was going into my 8th grade year. Or my 8th grade year. And it was me and a buddy of mine. He now lives in Ohio. My dad got a Ranger. Or not a Ranger, I'm sorry. Gator.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, y'all probably know what Gators are before Rangers and Razors and all that. So he's driving that 6-wheel thing, and I'm driving my dirt bike. Well, we've been riding around the house. Of course, we got a big field in the back where I live down on Coon Creek. And we go out into the main pasture. Of course, my dad and my mom bought like about 4 or 5 acres. Just enough, like big enough to mow. And, man, it'd take a good hour and a half to mow because it's pretty big. I mean, we have a pretty decent-sized house because it had to be because my dad was in a wheelchair. I guess we can come back to that if y'all want me to. But anyway, we get out of the driveway, and I'm driving. Of course, I'm trying to be Mr. Billy, you know what, and I'm I'm turned around. I said, where in the heck is Donnie? And I'm not looking. This is when we used to have cows. This is before my uncle got rid of the cows. And, yeah, y'all are having looking at each other. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, I'm driving, and about that time I went, crap, I need to look back. I don't need to look back there. I need to look forward. I look forward, blackout. Literally, guys, the next thing I remember is I was standing on my deck of my pool, and it literally felt like I fell out of the sky and just jumped down. I went, whew, where am I? Where am I at? And Mom went, whoa, what's wrong with you? And like my granddad, my mom, my grandma, Donnie, my friend, and my cousins were there. I said, when did y'all get here? And how long have I been standing here? Like it was so weird. Well, as the night went on, we finally figured out, obviously I had a concussion. Well, they told me, they're like, Jay, you wrecked. Like, how'd I wreck? And they're like, I don't know, but the bike landed on your back. Your helmet's cracked. Ooh. And so you don't have any broken bones, though. I was like, okay. And the funny part is my I've still got the dirt bike at the house. I don't ride it no more, but the brake, or the clutch rather, it's still bent from when it fell. What it did was, as my memory got better, what happened is when I was driving and looking back, I turned back around and there was a brown cow coming, like sitting there, and I swerved to not hit it. Didn't hit the cow.
Okay.
There was no harm of these animals. Just letting you know right now.
PETA, please.
PETA, I'm begging you, do not
please,
harm
PETA.
me. I promise. This happened. This happened.
Don't take him.
This happened 17 years ago. Just saying.
That cow's still
Please,
moving.
PETA.
That cow has probably been eaten and is in the atmosphere right now.
Yes.
I'm just letting you know.
He's
anyway,
moving up in
He's
heaven.
in circulation.
he's in circulation. He's in the ground and just getting reproduced every year, fertilized. Anyway.
Oh,
Jesus. Anyway.
this is my Lord and Savior. Yeah.
He is holy. I know this is off subject, but every time I hear that, I always think about that Family Guy episode where someone says, Jesus Christ, and he comes out the back, yes. Every time. I can't help it. I think of that. I think of that every time. But anyway, I swerved to get out of the way. And I fell off. Well, I went head first into there was a huge boulder about the size of a heater.
Oh, man.
No lie. Pow! Hit me right here. Cracked that new helmet I got from here over. Jeez. Well, the bike, from what my buddy said, he saw it flying like doing this, and it just went pow right on my back. But nothing hit my back. That the clutch got dug in the ground and it caught it. So it didn't hit my back. There was about that much room.
Dang.
Maybe like 2 centimeters. Like, not much. And he had to get that off of me. Of course, it's still running. The freaking tire's going. And he's sitting there freaking out. And he's like, oh my God, I got to get this off of him. Jay! And I'm just sitting there like...
Taking you a nap, man.
Like, I had no idea. I was out. Like, I was gone. Z's everywhere. I was gone. Well, he gets the bike off of me. He's able to turn it off. Put the bike off of me. He's trying to wake me up. The dummy gets me and starts hitting my head. He goes, Jay, wake up. Oh, about that time, my granddad runs up. And he goes, oh, crap, I hit him in the head. He might have a concussion. And so they get me up. And this time they said I woke up. And I'm like, oh, what?
What's going on?
What happened? Get this helmet off. My head hurts. And I literally I was slumped down in the seat like this of the Gator. And I'm just like, they said I was doing like this, looking around, saying, what just happened? Hey, is my bike okay? Like, that's what they were saying I was saying. I don't remember none of that. Never, to this day, I don't remember that.
I've been very fortunate never to really wreck anything and get hurt.
Yeah.
But there was this one time I wrecked my Papa's four-wheeler. I was like 11, and my cousin is in 7th grade now, so she she was pretty young. And she was on the front of it with me. And we was all just riding, all of my cousins, but she was on with me. Yeah. I come around this curve too sharp, I guess, and, just drifting with the four-wheeler in the cow pasture. There was a rock sitting there. Clipped it with the side of my wheel. Flew off of it. And, I just remember everything kind of in slow motion, and she was flying in front of me, so I just grabbed her. My Crocs flew off.
Oh, my God.
I grabbed her, and I was holding her like this, and we slammed on the ground. I was like, oh, okay. We were probably up, maybe 5 feet in the air. It wasn't nothing crazy. But
to us, when we fly, that feels like 100 feet.
Yeah, well, I hit the ground, and I was holding her. I was like, oh, okay, thank gosh.
Right.
I look over, the fool-er's flipping at me. And
my God.
It landed on its tires. Nothing was broke on it. It landed on its tires, but the tire landed on my foot, and I went,
Oh, my. What is up with you and your feet, man?
I don't know, man.
Jeez.
He's going to kick his foot when he gets out.
It didn't hurt my foot at all.
Exactly. We'll get out of here when the show's over. He's going to kick his foot. He's going to hit it and be like, oh, my foot, I broke it.
Oh, that happens too many times.
It's like when I'm flying, it's like the song, I Believe I Can Fly.
That's exactly what you
every
think
time.
But thankfully, I don't even think my parents know about that. And I know my papa don't know about it because I wasn't going to tell him that.
They do now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that happened so long ago. And I just remember I was like in there and I was like, I got to save her. Landed down.
Well, at least
we hit the ground, and
at least you didn't worry about yourself. You're like, I gotta save her.
Yeah.
Forget me. I gotta get her.
I was like, she's real young. Like I'm 11, and she's in 7th grade.
She's so young, man. I gotta get her.
I was like, she's gotta live.
She's gotta live, and I'm only like a year old, man.
So you wrecked a dirt bike. He wrecked a four-wheeler. I wrecked a scooter. A scooter.
Motorized scooter?
No.
Regular scooter.
Regular scooter.
Going 1 mile an hour.
I was probably doing about 5. I was going downhill. 5 miles.
Was this a Razor scooter?
Yeah.
Yes, I love the thing.
Yeah.
I've still got one. I used to put it in my locker in the Linden Elementary School.
I still got that one. I got that one.
In 3rd grade when they got back, this is like
He was too cool for school.
This was like 2000. Exactly. I had Miss Tammy Brasher, and I come in one day, and I got a red one because I'm a big St. Louis Cardinal fan, so I had red on, and I come in, and they're like, Jay, why you got your scooter? I don't live in town. I live on Coon Creek, so I'm, I didn't. They were like, did you drive it on a scooter? I was like, no.
No point.
I'm like, dude, it's for later. My grandma lives down the way, man. I got to go to my grandma's. Actually, I might say Granny because that's what she is. She's Granny. But anyway, she's like 4 houses down. Like you take a left on elementary school, take a right. Yeah. It's down about 4 houses. Anyway, I was going to go to her house after school. Well, I put my freaking I was like, man, I saw this on TV on Nickelodeon. You put it in your locker. You shut your locker. You walk off, be all cool,
Yeah.
After school, you get it. You freaking put the little things here. You pull this up.
You pull it out. Pull the stick.
Here's the deal. That was the hardest thing. Pulling that thing
you ain't lying.
up. Like I was sitting there going,
how can I get it?
And then one day I did it and it broke. But anyway, back to your story. I'm sorry,
man. So I'm still in Memphis when this is happening. I'm at a buddy's house. My mom used to drop me off in the morning at a buddy's house. He would take us to school because my mom had to be at work. She wasn't going to stay.
Yeah.
So we're just riding a little scooter around, neighborhood drive, as we would call it. And this concrete is old. This is one of the oldest neighborhoods in Memphis.
That's not good.
It's on the good side of town. That is good.
Well, at least it's on the good side.
It was on the good side of town.
I've been around the bad, not the bad side of town, but just the old, quote unquote. And I just mean I don't mean that disrespectful, Memphis. That's not. I
lived in the bad part, and I do mean that disrespectful.
That's not what I mean.
That was terrible. That's what I mean.
I've just seen the bad. I've seen both bad and bad of the good and all that good stuff. But anyway, continue.
Okay, all right. Here's the concrete. It's like flat here. And then one dips up on this side, and then flat, and then dips on that side. So I'm going to follow in the groove. I'm like, okay, we're going to swerve a little bit. There was 2 like that. They were back to back. I didn't see it. I can
kind of feel where this is going.
I hit it, and I kind of caught myself, and then the second one hit, and I went flying. And actually got a glass tooth because it busted my tooth out, KO, on the ground right there. I'm like 9 years old.
Got laid out from a scooter.
Oh my God!
Got in a severe scooter wreck.
I'm like a block away. I'm a block away from my buddy's house, and my knee had got like I hit somehow the Razor scooter hit my kneecap, on the way down, and I don't remember that at all. I was 3 blocks away from my buddy's house when this happened.
Just laid
And
out.
we're 2 9-year-olds. He had time to go back to his house, get his parents. They come and got me. We were back in his house. That's what he says. I don't remember none of it. I was
So
out.
he left an unconscious 9-year-old on the
street
side
of
of the
Memphis.
street
Yeah.
in the middle of Memphis
Yeah. Yeah.
and went 3 blocks. People may not know what 3 blocks is. It's 3 roads that
Yeah.
way. I mean, that's a decent little
For a
hike.
9-year-old, that's like.
That's a 30-minute hike for a 9-year-old. What are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Man, we would do that on bikes every morning, and then we'd roll back around. Like, where did that energy go? What about, like, where did that
My
go?
God.
No.
But we were doing it on scooters that time.
I couldn't-
Never did it on a scooter again.
I don't ever want to be on a scooter again. I got on a little motorized scooter in Nashville one time when I was living up there. And,
How fun are those?
they're fun. I ain't gonna lie. I had a fun time when I was living there, but
When they're like,
I'm literally the only one sober, unlike everybody else. And I just wanted to, drive around. Well, back then, pre-COVID in 2019, you couldn't really drive your scooter because there was just so many people. It's kind of like it's back to normal now, obviously, but back then when the COVID hit, you could do whatever. But in 19, no, it was a traffic jam right there on Broadway. I'm just like,
In a scooter trip.
dude, I really wanted to go. I really wanted to go around and look at stuff and whatnot, but no. I've been sitting here for 2 hours.
My evenings resulted in sitting here on
Yeah,
a scooter.
and I've got to get up. I got to get up in the morning and do a show at 6:00. How about we go? But no, I like those scooters. But I just didn't. The only thing about them I didn't like was was when they quit when your time was up. I'm going down this little embankment right there where Bridgestone Arena is, and it goes down into Broadway. And
no.
I'm going down it, and I'm not going fast, but I'm going more than 5.
You're scooting around.
I mean, I've got an electric scooter here. I mean, it's going decent. Well, it has a timer on it. And I looked at it. I went, oh, crap, I got 5 seconds. So I hit the brake. Well, the brake wouldn't really work. It was just barely, like, trying to slow me down. Well, about that time, it goes, "Dee-dee-dee," and it went, boom. And it just stopped immediately. I had to jump off the freaking thing. And I broke the siding of it. And I went, and nobody was looking. I was just looking around. I was like, okay, I'm going to put it over here. And of course, you're supposed to, like, put it where it's at. So I just laid it across this lawn, and I walked back to my truck up around Bridgestone. And I didn't think nothing of it. About 3 days later, I got a call from the police department, and I had a ticket. And I was like, oh, goody. They're like, you didn't have your scooter right side up and on the side with its brake on. I was like, sir, that thing pulled me off. Like, I couldn't pick it up. When I did, it kept falling over, so I just left it there. He's like, well, here's a $50 tag. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll pay the freaking thing. And then after that, I was like, I'm never getting on a scooter again. Don't care. Give me a racer scooter, non-electric scooter. I'm cool with
Don't
that.
give me neither because I'll flatline again. So,
There's a fella who
Just
lives
don't
in
do it in
Flatwoods.
yeah, good idea.
Just don't do it in Memphis.
He's got an electric scooter, and it goes 60 miles an hour.
No,
No.
thank you.
And,
No.
and he drove it to town the other day.
From Flatwoods.
From Flatwoods.
yeah.
Could you imagine
see
seeing
that
that on
going down the
13?
highway.
Oh my God!
Man's going down
If I see him on 13 with that,
You can't pull over and interview him.
I'm just gonna wreck him and be like, "What is your deal, dude?" Like, no, if you're watching this, man, good job. Just please wear a helmet. I don't know if you do or not, but just wear one.
I wonder what the troopers think of that going
Yeah.
down the highway. Like, what is this man
I mean,
doing?
he don't need a license plate on it. It's just
Yeah.
a scooter.
I can just see the cops sitting there going, "Look at this guy." Be like Sean Evans will be sitting there. Of course, me and Sean go back playing ball together.
Oh, God.
And I know
I
he,
love
and he-
Sean.
and he- yeah, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
And I can just see him sitting there, and if he sees it, he'd go, "What in the world?"
Should I pull him over? I don't know.
I'm just gonna let him go. Like, whatever, man. Forget that. Like, I ain't dealing with that.
Yeah, he's like,
even
I
know how
gotta
to
deal
write him a
with
ticket.
other crap. I'm not dealing with that.
he's like, man,
man.
I got too much going on. Back to my golf game. You know, like, here we
Like,
go.
I gotta go get some real criminals. I'm gonna deal with this.
That guy spent all his money on a scooter. He's not committing any other crimes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but with my luck, with you saying that they cut off or whatever, my luck is I'd jump off, but it'd fly into like the highway or something.
Then your ankle would break.
And my ankle would break, and I'd be laying there, and a semi would come, run it over, it'd blow up or something.
Jeez.
Like I'm telling you, I got some bad luck.
Got some GTA stuff going on.
I know. I'd just be laying there going, well, that sucks.
We were PG for everyone. Now we're PG-13. Thanks, pal. Come on.
Rated M for mature.
Rated M for mature EA Sports.
It's in the game.
Then you get like Activision. Because you got the explosions and everything.
Yeah.
We're going to get demonetized now. We said the name.
No, we're not monetized yet. You gotta get to 1,000
good.
before you can get monetized on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, good.
And
you get
40,
demonetized before you're monetized.
no, 4,000 hours of watch time. But I was gonna ask you, what do you do for like a job? Do you do the radio stuff as like your main job?
That's my main source of income. I don't work necessarily at the station. I just do broadcasts. I'm trying. That is hopefully going to change since Will, our producer and CEO, Will Nunley, has bought the Pineview School. We've renovated it. It's starting to look better. He's got all types of stuff going on for the gym area. They're going to have concerts and talent stuff. Have the band over, stuff like that. Speaking of which,
we could do a podcast live.
that is good. We might have to have one. But definitely the band. Shout out to y'all. I listened to y'all yesterday when I was picking up Nate at school. Very good. And I also listened to it on the Christmas thing after I got back from Santa Fe.
Dude.
It sounded great. Love it. Keep it up.
Dude, I was walking to the bathroom one day last year, and they practiced in the cafeteria, and I was coming from Mr. Bartram.
That's where they were coming out of. They were coming out of the cafeteria when I come over.
I was going to the bathroom, and they were playing the Imperial March song from Star Wars, and I'm just like, this is an awesome song to pee to. Just march into the bathroom, and I feel like Darth Vader. Yeah, they do a really good job.
The Force is good with this one.
I like hearing them play the national anthem.
Yes. They got better as it went on. The first game we had, everything was good, nice and perfect. Somebody on the trumpet kind of missed, and I couldn't play right now. All mine would do is, I couldn't do anything like y'all do.
Sound horrible.
I just remember, but I'm just saying, this is all I heard was like a little. It's whenever it's like it did like this little weird fiddle thing, and I was like,
I think I heard that.
And somebody in the booth said, "Oh, it was perfect to do that." And I looked at him, I'm like, "Can you even do that?" I couldn't even do the foot. I couldn't even do the little. I couldn't even do that. Much less make the better sound. I mean, I'm just glad we got a band. I ain't gonna lie.
They had their concert down at Camp Linden when I was still working there.
Yeah.
And me and Tristan, the priest, was working that day. And we made sure to stay near that building. We didn't want to go in there because the boss's daughter plays in the band. So we didn't want to be seen in there, on the clock.
Yeah, good point.
But we were standing outside the building listening to them.
But yeah, I was like, they were doing their Christmas thing yesterday. So they were walking around. And I'm just sitting there listening. And I swear, I didn't hear them miss a beat. Like, there was not one time where there was a little or anything. Like, it wasn't no mess up.
They're real good now.
They did a Jingle Bells. They did there was one, I don't know. It was like one of them you hear on Macy's Day Parade and all that stuff. And I'm sitting there going, this is Perry County's band, and it sounds freaking good, And I don't mean to be like, oh, it's Perry County, we don't need a good band. No, that's not what I mean. We haven't had a band since early 70s. And before that, never. We had a band for 2 years, and then it got wiped.
Yeah.
Football, same way. It's been restarted 3 times.
I'm just upset about one thing.
Nobody
plays the triangle.
Man.
We could throw you in there.
Might have to throw you. Yeah, you're Andrew one.
I'd break my foot playing it.
Look, man.
He would be the guy. Because even if he breaks his fingers, he's going to get out there.
I was going to say, he might break his hand, though.
Yeah, my fingers will break, or I'm going to tear my shoulder out again. I mean,
if you tear your shoulder out on a triangle,
I'm going at that.
Pack it up.
If I'm you, I'm just going to the house, bro.
Pack it up and go home.
I'm not dealing. I'd be like, I'm done. I'm not doing nothing the rest of my life.
I can't go home. If I tell my mom what happened, she's like,
to the hospital.
Out.
To the hospital.
Your dad walk in. I didn't raise no buttercup.
Yeah, there it is.
You go back in that house.
Yeah.
You go lay
in that
down.
house, boy.
Before you get back in that house. That's what he said.
You better get that boy.
I was like, Daddy, I can't pick up a milk jug. He said, we can't grab it and pick it up.
can you pick it up?
What's wrong?
No, Dad, my freaking shoulders are out of place.
What's wrong
man.
with you, boy?
Sorry.
Grabs you by your shoulders and starts shaking you like, Dad, ow.
Dad, you just broke.
broke
Now you broke my labrum. Thank you.
You broke the other shoulder.
No, he's a real good guy. He doesn't feel pain.
He doesn't feel pain.
I don't know how that happens.
Well, what we got here?
Yeah,
is-
that's
it's-
my dad right there.
Yep.
That's him.
There's old Adam Finn.
Adam Finn.
He's a
I'll
real
tell you
good
what's
guy.
crazy to me.
He's a heck of a family man.
Is I took this screenshot and I printed it off whenever we really kind of first posted our video.
Oh yeah.
They show him the picture of me.
You know how
on
many
the,
views it's got now?
This?
The first one? It's like 680 something.
It's crazy.
Yeah, man.
It might be more. That was just the other day. The first one will not quit going
I'm gonna
up.
look it up right now.
I don't know if you'll have any good service here, but
I've actually got decent service.
which one? This one?
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't want my channel. I wanna. I had good service. Where'd it go? Here we go.
You know, also alongside the podcast, it's kind of like a county thing, whatever. I used to pass out Pokemon cards to give to people and put in their dash.
I was a Pokemon lover growing up. I ain't gonna lie. I'm
I've
just
got
so
a
happy
Charizard
it's still
somewhere.
a Charizard, dude. I got a
95 Charizard
Charizard, Bulbasaur.
Man.
Pikachu's still my homie though.
I love
yeah.
Pikachu.
Pikachu's still my
The
homie.
Indigo series on a.
The
man
funny
is
on
part is
Boomerang.
that you never see his evolved state.
No, you never
I
see
know.
Raichu.
Why do you never see Raichu? I want to know.
Because the show really just
Never.
crapped on Raichu.
Well, they never really showed him.
We
It
had
was
like
like,
one
like-
episode with him, and that was it.
and all it was like an evil Pikachu, and I'm just like, no, scrap it. But then I'm like, you know what? It's really cool. But you're like, nah, forget it.
Yeah,
They're
but
like, yeah, he exists in your imagination.
I used to pass them Pokemon cards out, and I bought a Polaroid camera.
632 views right now.
130, okay. not
Very
bad.
nice.
crazy.
But
Still,
yeah, I
Really good.
bought this Polaroid, and I've been taking pictures of weird, wacky, out of stuff placed. Some of these you don't have to read the name off of. You can just read it in your head. But yeah, I'm gonna pass those out in the county eventually. People put in their dash. It's just like something fun. Like that one's not named yet. I've been kind of slacking on it. But
This picture right here is me on the pills that they gave me. For
yeah, that was
surgery.
him when he had his shoulder surgery. He had
my
his
God.
cast on.
They had
and you
me-
were at school on the pills.
Yeah, he was.
They had me tripping, man.
Were you in middle school at the time?
No, this was.
is TCAT.
This is at TCAT.
Oh, was
last
that
year.
TCAT?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
They let
The
me up
bottom
in
of
there.
the picture, I put I Heart Linden on it.
I hardly landed on it. Oh my God. Who is that?
That is Dylan Smith.
Dylan Smith. Okay, I couldn't see his mustache.
Man, I remember getting off the bus, and that's all I remember.
Losers Club.
That's about it. There's nothing else.
What?
Yeah, but
You know those days I was tripping every day.
yeah, he was
Tripping, man.
It
Every
was
day.
bad.
Oh my God.
I walk in there.
No.
That one's Ellis. If that's the one you're saying no to at the mock
That
homecoming,
is, yeah.
they're kind of like.
Thank God I didn't play football, man, because I couldn't do that. I would have been like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not. You're not dressing me up. I'm not doing it.
Too bad.
That's exactly what Ellis said.
Yeah,
I'm
not doing it.
Like, seriously, I think I played my sophomore
they
year.
had Branson Whitehead out there in a dress this year.
Oh,
really
I
did.
saw the video.
It was gorgeous.
Didn't he win? Branson
Him or
won.
Tyler
Didn't
Troll did.
he?
I was going to say, I thought Tyler won.
Oh, maybe it
yeah.
was Tyler.
But I think Branson, I think it was like a tie or something.
Yeah, it was close.
Because I remember Nate told me about it. He was telling me all the stuff.
You're like number 30.
Is that
That's
is that you?
Yeah, that's us in the mountains.
What the
And he had a
heck?
pizza blanket on.
Oh my God, that's a pizza blanket?
Yeah, it's in the shape of a circle too.
That is not what I thought that was. It looked like human flesh.
Oh my God!
I ain't lying. Like it looks
Good
like
Lord.
like it looks
Yeah.
like the ligaments and stuff. You know what I'm talking
Yeah, it
about?
does look kinda
That looks
rough.
like
Oh.
that. I ain't lying. Like that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Yeah, we went up to the mountains, and I forgot my camera every time we went out. So that was in the cabin. The last day that we was leaving.
Are you cold or are you sick?
I was just chilling
You're
on the
just
couch.
chilling.
Number 30, the Arabian Woman.
The Arabian woman. The big bear. I love it. Barbie world. Oh my God.
What?
Which one's that? Oh, because it's a female dog. You got the stitch on
yeah,
it,
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And she had a shirt with a cat on it.
Yeah, I got you. Hanging in there. There's the man.
The notorious Cardboard Kev actually put a beanie on him today.
I was wondering. I saw the beanie when I walked in, and it kind of threw me off a minute. I was like, he didn't have that on before.
He's a little cold.
He's a little chilly.
It is a little chilly in here. I ain't gonna lie.
It's a little bit warmer than what it usually is in here, and I'm very thankful for it. Yeah, but the Polaroids, I'm gonna give them out in the county.
Oh my god!
So like everybody will have them in their dash.
That's gonna be hilarious. I mean,
And I think the last
some
one,
of those, I was dying, man.
you know, the thing with Polaroids is it's one copy, and that's it. So
Yeah.
I think for the one that I'm gonna keep, the very last one, I'm gonna put them all down and take a picture of them.
a picture of a picture.
A Polaroid picture of them, and then that would be the one I keep.
Cool.
I call
Or
shots on the Arabian woman.
or if I could get some, if I can get some strings
On the guy
and
with
hang
the
them
flesh
up.
hanging all over.
Like if I get strings and hang them up and get a picture of me like jumping,
Yeah,
so like it looks like I'm falling with them. That would be
cool.
pretty. That'd be a pretty sick
that would
picture.
be
Somebody
pretty
else
cool.
take the picture of me.
Yeah.
But I don't know how I'm gonna do that and not break my foot. You know, jumping's just a bad thing.
I mean, you're gonna break your foot somehow, man.
Yeah, it's gonna happen eventually again, probably.
So Jay Hinson, Perry County native, right?
Yes.
You're native
I am.
Perry County. So do you do much hunting?
The funny part is that even though I'm from Perry County and my mom's side of the family hunts all the time, I know y'all know probably Blaze Troll and Jordan Troll.
yes.
Their granddaddy and my mom are brother and sister. Yeah, they hunt, but I never really got into it because when I had baseball, we would hunt during the summer, and during the winter I had basketball. And it's not that I didn't like it.
Just never had time.
Well, that and the fact that I just wouldn't shut up.
Hey.
I had a very, like, when I was young, I couldn't sit there. Now, if I went hunting now, I could be fine. But
Right.
back when I was 10, 11, 12 years old, I'm sitting there going, hey, where we at?
Tell you what's pretty cool about if you go
Yeah.
hunting now. They make them like soundproof earbuds, whatever. You put one in.
Yep.
You just turn on the Perry County podcast.
Exactly.
I've got a Bluetooth pair. On one side they'll play whatever's around me.
Yeah.
The other side I play whatever I want.
Not music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it totally drowns out. You can hear both perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Perry County Podcast, what's going on? Next thing you know, a deer's going out, Perry County Podcast is playing. Can't hear the gun go off. Bam! Never skip a beat. Still listen to podcasts. It's great.
Skinning the deer, still got the podcast going.
Still got the podcast. Getting the guts out. Still got the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dad's probably screaming at me, "Don't be a buttercup. Cut it quicker." You know, I can't hear him.
Cut it quicker.
Podcast is in my ear.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So you're
he's-
related to Terry Bates and Gayla, right?
Yeah, Gayla's my dad's sister.
Terry and them they were real good friends with my granddaddy.
Oh, yeah?
So I always seen Terry and Gayla when I was younger.
Yeah.
That was good people.
Yeah, they...
One time I was driving this go-kart around. I don't remember what it was Terry said to me,
Oh,
but I was
no
driving.
telling.
I was driving around like a maniac, and I stopped. He said something funny, and it had my granddaddy laughing. And I guess at the time I was a little kid. I was probably like, "Shut up!"
Right.
I was like, "I don't like that guy."
The funny part is like, because they're always off doing stuff, and
Yeah.
when before we call her Ain't Gay, I usually just call Uncle Terry just Bates. That's what everybody else calls him. So I never really call him Uncle anything. I call him Uncle Terry now when we have gatherings and whatnot. But I usually see him and I'm just like, hey Bates, you know. I don't even think about it, you know. One time he asked me, he was like, why do you call me Uncle Terry? I was like, I don't know, call all my uncles Uncle whatever, you know. And he's like, okay, it's all cool. I don't care, you know.
You can call me whatever.
I mean,
Just not late for dinner.
and then my buddy Trevor Akery, his grandson, me and him were the same age, and he nudged me one time. I was about 12. He's like, just call him Bates. He didn't want. He don't want. Just call him Bates. I was like, all right. So I called him Bates up until I was about 18. Then I was like, I'll just call him Uncle Terry again. I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just, but yeah, we actually go down there to their shop. He built a new shop, and we go down there for Thanksgiving now for my dad's side Thanksgiving.
So do you will you commentate over the like parade in Linden?
Would I?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like, do y'all cover it on the?
Yeah, we'll probably cover it.
channel.
I know Will did Loboville's last night.
Yeah, I was in it.
Were you in it?
Yeah, I was on the Summer Talent Medals truck. Couldn't tell you why, but I was.
You just got on it.
Yeah.
You just walking down the street with the scooter.
Well,
and then you just got...
yeah, I was scooting around on my Razor, and I just hopped on this random truck. No, Trenton's mom works there, and they needed people on there, so I was sitting on the side of it.
Why not?
I don't know why. I was sitting on the judge side. Didn't know I was on the judge side.
You were on the judge side?
Yeah, I had a Christmas hat on, though, my Santa hat.
There you go.
Turns out the guy with the electrical scooter.
We
he
ran
was
out
already
of candy.
booked Up, you know.
We ran out of candy right as we got to the road where the Lowell school goes off, and there's just one last big group of kids right there, and I was like, oh, crap, we're out of candy. So I was just looking at them, and I was like, hey, Merry Christmas, y'all. I said, I'm sorry, we're out of candy. We already passed the judges, so at this point, I'm like, I don't care if they got candy or not.
Right.
Like, they're about to get loaded up with all these people behind us.
Yeah.
But the Waverly band came and played in that one. They were doing pretty good.
Didn't they usually have a decent band? I've only
Nothing compared to the Perry County band.
I ain't gonna lie, the Perry County band is so. I mean, it's
We
obviously
kick butt,
not.
take names.
It's obviously not like a college, but my God, I've heard some colleges not very good. These guys do a good job. I ain't gonna lie.
Riverside ain't got nothing.
Riverside ain't got nothing on them.
No,
I'll tell you what, they might as well just cut out the basketball game and just have them two sitting in there and see who can play better.
Just have Battle of the Bands. Let's
Battle
go.
of the Bands.
Yeah,
Dude,
right
I'd
in the
watch
middle
it.
of-
I'd go to a Battle of the Bands.
I
don't
do.
even lie about it.
The coolest thing that I remember seeing the band this year do was is when they did a halftime show, and they actually did 3-4 different songs. Then, the first couple of years they just do 2 songs.
Yeah,
done.
it was what was it, like Rats or something.
Yeah.
And one other one.
Yeah, and now they would still do those, but then they started doing like that Megan Trainor girl. I think they did her song, that weird Gucci on whatever the crap it is. My girlfriend sings all the time. Anyway, that, and then a TikTok song, and then another song. And I was sitting there going, "Oh my God, they're actually, that sounds really good."
And they had to have learned that TikTok song pretty quick.
Yeah, because it came
like
out
the
pretty
trends
quick.
come and go.
Yeah.
And they were on top of it.
They were right on top of it, and I was just like, "Oh my God!"
I wish I knew how to read music like them.
I know.
My mother used to play piano back in the day, and she still can. Me, on the other hand, I don't know what it is. And I'll be at church, and I'm looking at the thing. We've got a board at our church now, and I look at it, and my mom will be like, "Do you have any idea what you're reading?" I'm like, "No, I just know the song, so I just sing it like I know it. I don't know how to go up and down.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anything." My mom's going, "Well, I sung in the choir at Free Hardeman's. This is what it is." I'm like, "Mom, I don't want to hear about your time at Free Hardeman as in the choir. I don't care. I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't. I'm sorry. Technically, it wasn't the choir. It was what was it called? It's like they went around places and they were a cappella and they would go around and just sing. Like, it was a bunch of them, like 30, 40 women mainly, and a couple guys. And they would just sing, and it sounded amazing.
Acapella always sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and of course I go to Church of Christ, so we're more of a cappella anyway. So we have that at church, and I'm like, I sing the bass because I have a decent voice, but not that good. I'll be in the car singing metal all the time, and and I'm sitting there going, I'm like, yeah, I've got the bass going down real quick. Jay would have said yes. Okay, you got it, Jay. Calm down, man. Calm down.
You should do your metal voice on the radio.
Oh my God, I used to actually. We used to have a show called Cheap Seats. Me and this guy named Bert Staggs, who's famous by the way, because he's on CNN and NBC all the time. Yeah. Anyway, he's from Wayne County.
Yeah.
He worked at WOPC for about 2-3 years.
Yeah, I remember hearing my dad say his name.
Yeah, I think they had everybody knew him at some point. But anyway, we were sitting there, we were doing Cheap Seats. We tried to talk, and I tried to be like I would pretend like I was somebody else, or I would pretend that I'm doing this and that. And then one day I come on there, and he's like, "All right, Jay, what voice you got for me today?" And I looked at him and I went, "Let the bodies." He went, "What?" I said, "Let the bodies at the floor." He went, "Are you about to throw up?" And I was like, "No. You never heard of drowning pool? Drowning pool? I've heard of drowning in a pool, not drowning pool." And then I was sitting there and I'm thinking, okay, what other can I do? Let's see. I'm thinking. Couldn't think of anything, so I was like, all right, forget it. And we go to break. He looked at me. He went, "What did you do?" And I said, "I don't know. I was just messing around." And he's like, "You sounded like you sounded like a devil worshiper. I was like, no, you need to watch. I started doing a Slipknot song one day. It was, I believe it was "Wait and Bleed."
Yeah.
And I did it, and my girlfriend Emma goes, "Don't ever do that again." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I apologize." Because I mean, I've always loved metal because it always pumped me up.
Yeah.
I mean, heck, the song that pumped me up in baseball was "Hand of Blood" by Bullet for My Valentine. Did a verse on Facebook in 2010 at Freed Hardeman. Got called into the dean's office.
Uh-oh.
All they saw was "Bullet for My Valentine." I put it on there because it's the band name.
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, we're about 3 days before Valentine's Day, and I didn't know that. And I went, oh,
It's unfortunate.
and it was a song called "Waking the Demon." It's about this guy that's he's getting bullied and everything, and he finally gets the courage to get the bully to come to him.
Yeah.
And he at the end of the thing, he turns into a werewolf and kills him, basically.
Oh, well.
And so that's what happened. I mean, because he bullied him so bad. And but anyway, of course, they're a Christian band, which I think is hilarious. I mean, you got a killing in your video, but anyway, I laugh about it now, and I was like, "See, ma'am, I don't need a psychiatrist. It's just a band, man."
Yeah.
And she goes, "I don't see nothing wrong with this at all."
Um.
I know, right? Off topic.
Okay.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh.
It's just a little ironic,
It is a little ironic, isn't it?
Do y'all ever like think about doing like just any kind of like little skits and shows on the radio? Because I mean, like I hear you almost every Friday night if I'm not at a game. Because I keep my radio on WLPC. I usually use Bluetooth, but sometimes I just hit
Literally the only FM station I ever have is on 101, and it's not just because I'm pious and I work there. It's just it's the only one that comes in good. It's the only one that actually has decent music. And
Yeah, I took my antenna off because there's a bunch of rubber ducks all over them. So I took it off.
oh my goodness!
Imagine driving down the interstate. Think about
with
that.
with a rubber ducky on your.
You're going 70 down the interstate,
like
and it turns.
25.
No, they're vertical, and they don't come off.
Oh, they don't come on.
No.
They don't.
Oh my!
I've had them
like
on there for
25 of them.
years.
Jeez.
They're packed on there, and well, okay.
How the heck you can get any signal on that
All right.
anyway?
So here's the story. There was a duck. We did a duck heist.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we did.
back in my sophomore year, we all had one duck on our antenna. Well,
I had a whale on mine, actually.
yeah, like we all like ducks, whales, whatever, like little rubber ducks.
A little rubber, yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, somebody kept taking them. Like they just kept taking one at a time, and we didn't know who it was. I went on vacation for my brother's bachelor party. Come back and my duck was gone. I was like, they done messed with the wrong person.
Duck bandit.
I found out who did it.
Oh.
And
You know who you are.
I got her brother to find the stash, steal the box, and bring them to me. So we performed the duck heist. He called me and he's like, "Holy crap, dude! I just got the box. I'm on the way to town." I said, "All right, I'll meet you." We had a place to meet. Like it was a whole thing. And then we sat there at the meeting spot. Cut some. I just kept cutting their tops, sliding them down, cutting their tops, sliding them down. Because, there's only one hole in a rubber duck, so I cut the top. And so I was like, you know what? They want them, they can come get them,
Right.
They know who's got them. So this is what really sucked about it. I was working at Village at the time. Yeah. So I had to work that evening, but I got still free until 3:30. So I went back home, took my antenna off, brought it inside. Because I just drove around town with it. And I sent the girl a picture of the antenna on my truck. I said, "Where's your ducks at?"
Oh my!
And she had people coming for me, like to get them,
Jeez.
And I took it into my house, took my antenna off.
Yeah, it's like GTA squads. I mean,
I drove to work at Village. I had it on, when I was driving, I had it on just to flaunt it,
Yeah.
I pull in, here comes this guy. He's talking to me, and it's like bottom's about to drop out of this rain cloud.
Oh dang!
And so I'm sitting there talking to him, didn't think nothing about it.
Yeah.
And while I'm talking to him, he's slowly turning my antenna. Didn't realize it because he's got his arm up there on my thing. He's just talking to me.
Oh. Okay.
Because I had another one of my coworkers in my truck where he's just sitting there jamming out like we always did before shift. So I had my passenger window down. He's slowly turning it.
So he's looking at you right here and he's doing this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I got you.
He pulls it up, gets in his truck, locks the door, tries to take off. It starts pouring rain.
Oh.
And I'm wearing clothes to go into work too.
Yeah.
I jump out of my truck. I yell at the guy on my truck, said, shut that door. I bailed into his bed of his truck, and he started driving off, and I started beating on his back glass. I said, give me back my antenna. And so eventually he gave me back my antenna with some of the ducks.
Some of them.
And then he took off. So I was soaking wet. I went into the dollar store, bought a new shirt. My pants were soaked, but I bought a new shirt, and at the time I was wearing this gold watch. So like I looked like I had just been through the ringer.
Rolex?
No, it was a $13 Walmart special.
Dang.
It was a Codex. You know what I'm saying? Like the offering.
Codex.
Yeah.
I get done with my shift at Village. It's whatever. My mom had bought dollar store out of ducks, and they were waiting for me.
Oh my
So
goodness.
I put them on there, and you ever watch Iron Man 3?
Yes.
You
It's
know,
been a little while, but I have seen it.
there's a scene where after his buddy gets like messed up, they trap him or whatever, and War Machine's laying in the hospital bed.
Yeah.
The press is out there asking him questions, and he looks at the camera and he says his address, and he says, let's have a talk or something. I made a similar video because I was kind of messed. Like my hair was kind of greasy when water hits my head, like rain. My hair gets a little greasy. It was all messed up. I had a pair of light blue sunglasses that were almost see through on. So like, I mean, I felt like you can see this video. I kind of look like I'm pimping around, you know.
You imagine that?
And like,
You just needed a cane.
if it'll play.
I reckon you down the duck tower. You're wrong. She's still standing.
Wait for it.
Come and get them. You know where I live. You know where I work.
Posted it on my
reckon
Snapchat
you-
Oh
story.
my goodness.
No one ever got that one because every time I'd park, I'd take my antenna off, throw it into my dash so they could see it, and I'd lock my
And
doors.
lock the door.
He would like we'd go somewhere and be like, "Con, we gotta go," and he's like, "Hold on," and he gets to the
I'd
door, throws it in.
I was so sketched out. I'd even do it when I was outside of Linden. And a year later, we finally all resolved. She's like, I don't want the ducks anymore. And I was like, yeah, okay, good. Because I was just such a nuisance to get out, take my antenna off,
Like
put it up.
You're taking this duck thing way too seriously.
I,
That'd be funny. That's what she said. Like, you're taking this way
Yeah,
too
man,
seriously.
had to
I'd be
get-
like, look, a man has to have his ducks, okay?
look,
get his
she
outfits
touched my
changed.
duck to begin with.
I mean, it was your property.
It was my property. So in return, I stole everything she had.
There you go. By God, I'm going to steal everything. I'm not
We
just gonna
pulled
go-
off the duck heist. No one knew who was doing it. Literally no one. And everyone who knew was in on it, and they kept it so secret. When I found out, I was like, keep it a secret, but I'm taking them. I got her brother to get them.
Yeah, I
God.
think me and you and maybe JW
He
talked
was-
him into it.
He was in at the gas station on his lunch break, and I said, hey, which one was your duck? And I give it to him.
Yeah,
Because that's
that
where
duck is in
we
my
met up
truck.
at Plunkett's.
It's in
Well,
my
I mean,
truck.
obviously you can see it on there. They're different colors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I was thinking when you said it, I'm like, they're all the same.
No.
They're all yellow, man.
No, man.
No, but I
forgot they're
still
different.
got some of her ducks. Like, they give up, whatever. It's cool. I got my duck back, though, which was the Tigger duck.
Yes.
I got a green
I super
whale.
glued that thing to the top when I just had that one because as soon as I come back from that vacation, my one duck was gone. So I got it. My mom got me a Tigger duck, and so I super glued it. I put Gorilla Glue on it,
Oh my God.
and I was like, somebody wants this. Like, they're gonna have to fight it. They're
I'm
gonna
gonna have
take
to
it.
pull it off, man.
I also put one of the pink ducks. I ran out of room on my antenna, so I put one duck on my mom's antenna.
Yeah.
Because there's so many little blue Mustangs that drive through Linden.
That is
so
very
now,
true.
Now I know
So now
Which
when I
one it
see the
is?
blue Mustang
With
that
the
has
pink
the
duck.
pink duck, I
duck.
know who it is.
it's old Marcia Tennant.
It's old Marsha Tennant.
I've got a green whale, and it's not on my antenna because I'm afraid the duck wars are gonna come back. Man, just can't be having that. PTSD is what it is.
Yeah, we don't need that.
So it's
Duck
in my
king.
dash at all times. It just stays there, and it's looking out the windshield for anybody to, they're like, man, I really wish I could get that, and they trying to get it.
I will say though, driving that thing whips around. Like, I mean, it was just.
It
I
looks
was going
very.
to say, I bet that thing's so
Wow.
loose up there, too.
Oh, yeah,
It looked
it-
like
it
it when you were just
curved
sitting
my
there. It was sitting there
antenna.
doing this.
Yeah.
It curved my antenna. Like, if I take them off, my antenna's still curved. So it's sitting in my room on my couch because
Oh, my God.
it just. I thought it made my truck look goofy, and so I just took it off.
The only thing I've ever put on an antenna, I've had ball players put stuff on my antenna that is not good for this program. Y'all probably know what I'm talking about.
I put a hot dog on somebody's one time.
Well, that.
No.
And putting something around the tailpipe. And when you turn it on, it blows up. Okay, now you know. A balloon, let's put it that way. Anyway, I've had a lot of balloons on my thing when I was in high school. Anyway, this is kind of showing my age. The only thing I've ever had on it was when the Sirius XM, when you didn't get it in the radio, you buy a subscription and have it, and it'd be like this hundreds and hundreds of wires, and you had to take it out onto the window and put it on top of the antenna, make it go around the antenna, come back into the truck.
That's some crap.
And that really, this was still 2008 or 9, so it's not like it wasn't that old. It was just, I was like, why can't I not just get XM in my truck? Why can I not do it, Yeah. And of course my mom was like, well, I'm not paying that much for it. I'm just going to let you have it. I was like, all right, cool. So I get it and everything. Everything's cool. One day somebody pulls it off. I had no idea. I'm literally sitting there flipping through the channels. Nothing's on. It's just. I'm like, it's a satellite radio. Why is it doing this? Just going on. I'm like, I feel like I'm on FM or something, or AM, not FM. Anyway, I get out and I'm looking at the antenna. I was like, somebody pulled it off. And I was like, okay. So I put it back on the top. Well, there's like this little clip at the bottom of it. They pulled that off. So it won't sit there now. And I'm like, great. This was a $300 thing. And they just ripped the bottom out of it. Now I have to get my good old CDs to listen to instead of this. Okay, whatever. And so we come back to school. And it was one of my buddies on the basketball team. And he's like, here's your little stud that I pulled off. I was like, why did you pull it off? He's like, I don't know. I just wanted to see what you did. I'm like, dude, I was banging to some really cool Disturbed and Linkin Park right before I came in on my CDs. I think I'm good. You can keep it. He's like, well, what about the $300? I'm like, I sold it. It's all good. We're good. So that's the only thing I've ever had on my antenna. And besides pranks and whatnot, I did have an 8-ball tennis ball one time on it. I had it for like a week, and I was like, eh. I was getting old. One day I was driving. Of course, I drive like a maniac, and just before.
Can't beat Trim Bates.
Yeah, you can. 55 tickets in my life.
Okay, maybe you can beat Trim. Maybe.
I've counted. Yeah. Yeah. How I'm not still suspended, I'll never know. Gosh. Mainly it's just speeding tickets. That's all I had.
They rack up, man.
Driving to Fred Hardeman, man. I'm telling you.
Oh, God,
you got to get back. Scotts Hill area, it's tough. Anyway, one day I'm driving from Linden back to my house, and right there at Chestnut Grove, it was a real windy day. And, of course, I'm going about 70. So that wind plus the wind we have, it's just blowing.
Yeah.
Well, about that time, my antenna, like you said, it was doing this. Well, it just flew off. Boom. Well, I looked up, and it hit a cop behind the state trooper. He pulled blue lights, boom, and he got out and said, now what in the world would you throw out the window? I said, sir, I did not throw in. He's like, son, I saw you throw it out the window. I said sorry, sir.
You good?
We good? Okay.
We chilling.
I was like, wait a minute. And so after I was like, sir, I promise I didn't throw anything. He's like, I want to go look. Now, granted, this was my senior year, so this was like 09, 2010, somewhere in there. And he goes back in his car and looks at the footage.
Yeah.
I mean, back then you're like, holy crap, we had that technology then? Yeah. They did. We didn't. And he goes back. He got out laughing his butt off. He goes, well, I'll be dead gum, boy. By God, that did come off your antenna, didn't it? I said, I tried to tell you. He's like, well, that's good because I was going to give you a $200 ticket. I said, for that? Even if I did do it, that's ridiculous. He's like, do you want it still? I said, no, sir, I'm good.
Yeah, no, sir, I'm good.
I'm good, man. I'm good. And he's like, all right, have a good one. And I'll never forget it. I just couldn't help but laugh my butt off. I was just like, why did this dude just pull me over? Of course, I never could find that tennis ball ever again. It was in between Chestnut Grove and Coon Creek. So if it's out there, if somebody's seen it, I'm sure it's nice and dirty. So whatever.
It's got
What?
trooper marks on it if anybody wants it.
I guess
More than likely.
trying to lead into wrapping things up. I got this big kicker question. I usually ask everybody, and
A kicker question.
unfortunately, it's come on to you.
Oh god. I'm ready.
So, what would be like your biggest piece of advice to people our age, or maybe just like a little older or younger, just like going into the future? What do you think a big piece of advice would be for people our age? Your biggest piece of advice.
Worst person to ask. No, I'm kidding. Biggest piece. Just follow what you want to do. If you set a goal, stay with it. Because I mean, I had a goal going on 13 years ago that when my dad died in 2002. I told him that I would graduate college. I wanted to graduate. Got through high school, middle school was tough. High school was a little tough, but get to college it was bad. And so these 13 years, I never gave up. So I continued the fight, and now, hopefully this time next year, I'll be graduating with bachelor's of in disciplinary studies from Martin. So I'm happy to have that. But that was a goal, and that's something that I just never could take off. Now there was obviously a lot of winding roads. There's going to be in everybody's life. Everybody goes through bumps, doesn't matter what they are.
Right.
But definitely just if you want to be a welder, if you want to be a vet, doctor, lawyer, basketball coach, football coach, hunter, whatever. If that's what you want, that's what you need to stick with. And I mean, what I wanted to be was a journalist when I first went to college, and I thought that was stupid. So then about a couple months later, I was like, I kind of want to be a teacher. So now that's what I'm working for, is to be a teacher. And I didn't think broadcasting would come up, so that's just an extra check mark by something that I can do. But definitely just continue to do what you do, and also just try to stay off TikTok. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, but
It's a big time waster.
it's really you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
Unless
Just turn it
you're
off.
Get
unless
on
you're
there at
posting
5
for
o'clock.
our Christmas giveaway, and then you are actually doing something.
Good segue. Definitely a good segue.
I mean, that's a $50 win if you win. That's
$50,
Visa gift card.
$50, and it's around Christmas time.
$50 go a long way. I'd love $50 right now just so I can get some gas.
I heard that.
You ain't
I ain't
kidding.
gonna lie, man.
I'm fixing to enter myself in this.
I
thing,
burned
and I
all
won
the
the
gas I put in my truck last night from today and last night running Trenton around. Trying
Okay,
to get
before we go off, I gotta know. Hadn't talked about this. Why is the third member not here?
Our co-host Trent Bates is not here because he got in a little incident last night.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what.
He ran off the road and went up this embankment.
Oh dang.
He jumped a ditch right there on the bottom of this hill, actually.
Oh wow.
He jumped the ditch and he went up this embankment, almost went all the way up it. And he
good?
called me.
Oh, he's
yeah,
chilling.
he's
Yeah.
good.
Okay, good,
He
good.
called me and he was like, "Hey, I ran off the road. Can you come pull me out?" I was like, "Yeah, he just ran off the road. It'll be all right." I come around that curve and I see his headlights in the sky, and I was like, and
Well,
so
like the Harry Potter movie where the car's flying.
I
You're like,
turned
wait a minute.
around, I come across the ditch, and I'm like, look, I'm checking out the scene. I'm walking around, I get on my truck, I'm looking around, I'm like, I was like, I don't know how well this is going to be.
So my cousin has passed him up at some point.
Yeah,
She's
she
seen
drove
this.
by, she stopped, she turned around and come back, and I was like, can
She
you please
goes-
go get a chain from Andrew's house?
She goes and she tells my mom. So my mom tells my dad. And I'm picking up my sister from the high school because she's a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And I got a call. And it was my dad. He's going, Trent's stuck. Go get a chain. Help him do what you got to do. Just figure it out. I'll be there
Dispatch
when I-"
called him.
Dispatch.
Yeah, he was like, I'll figure it out when I get there. I'll do whatever I can when I'm off. Just go get a chain.
Yeah.
So I went, I got a chain, and I drive a little Ford Ranger.
Yeah.
I'm not fixed to pull that Silverado out. Not for nothing. And, I mean,
So you got a souped up Ranger.
I mean, yeah, unless I LS swap it or something insane, it's not pulling that.
No.
I mean,
I know the feeling. You
it'll
used to have a
pull,
Ranger.
it'll pull a lawnmower, and that's about it. I mean,
If that.
well, anyhow, I got the chain, and we're hooking it up to the trucks, and we're pulling them out, and there's this culvert. right where
Yeah.
he got stuck at.
There was this culvert, and the top was off of it already, and it
It's
like it
shredded.
was shredded up. So
Shredded
his
metal.
back tires are right here, and here's the points, and I'm gonna pull him over that, and it's just gonna slash his tires.
Yeah.
Thank goodness it did not.
Wow.
So we pulled him out of there, and we got him to the ditch line. And
did he flip it or anything?
No.
no,
He
It was just up on an embankment.
he was up on the embankment.
So
the mirror was missing.
He slid off the road, and the back tires on him really slick.
Yeah.
They
So
are.
he went off the road. He said that he was going off the road on the right side, and he went to overcorrected it, and just
Jumped the ditch and went
jumped the
straight up the
ditch.
hill.
Because he said the tires were slow, because it was wet outside last night. It was raining.
Yeah,
a
it was
bit.
raining last night.
And so, yeah, he knocked the mirror off because he hit that power cable. He's pretty fortunate, because if he would have been going faster, he would have jumped that embankment, and I would have rolled up on a different kind of scene. Like I would have rolled up on a massacre. Or he would have hit that light pole, would have been bad. Or he would have hit the line running from the light pole, and then that would have been
Even worse.
really bad.
Or he would have dug that truck right into the ditch and started rolling everywhere.
Yeah. So he's very fortunate that it happened the way it did.
I'm glad he
But when we pulled him out, tailpipe
The
was
tailpipe
bent
was
around the wheel.
around the axle is where the tailpipe was. It was
was-
still breathing. The truck was still breathing.
Yeah, it
on
was
the tailpipe.
still breathing, but like he was just grinding on the road. So we had to go get his your
I
sawzall,
go get my recip,
Recip.
cut that
just
off.
cut it off.
just
I made
cut
his
it
truck
off,
a straight
and
pipe
then
that night. I sure did.
and then we
yesterday
zip tied it
morning,
up.
Dang.
We was out there until about 2 last night,
Yeah.
and then this
2 this
morning,
morning.
there was chicken wire and barbed wire caked around the drive shaft.
How far off the road was he?
Oh, like
Maybe
Good
15,
bit.
20 foot.
no, it was a good bit. Like the way I pulled him, or like where we
Not
left
just
him.
where he was, like where he ended up.
Yeah, he was pretty good ways.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was. I pulled up and I was like, so there's Connor's truck, and then I'm looking over,
And then
the
you're
lights
like,
in the
oh.
sky, and I'm like, whoa.
Like he's trying to
Look at
signal
it.
Batman.
Yeah, man.
Clark, where you at, man? Like that Superman.
Bruce.
Bruce, where you at? Kevin.
Kevin, where you at, man? There he is, right there.
Yeah, cardboard.
Cardboard
Cardboard
Kev.
Kev.
Yeah, it was
He's
unfortunate.
thugging too.
It took
Oh, he
us
really is.
so long to get all that, because it was literally wrapped around his drive shaft, like almost glued to it. It was so tight with tension. So we cut all of it out, and where his transmission meets his drive shaft, it was like a rat's nest. That alone took an hour. That one spot with me and Trenton down there this morning, pulling it out with pliers and cutting it with a freaking what do you call them? Like a grinder, but with a metal cutting wheel on it.
Yes, grinding wheel. I give him that too. To use it. But I was at work
That
this
was
morning.
some
Nothing I
trash.
could do.
I'm just glad he's all right. That's a good thing.
I love to
Yeah.
sleep with me. He said, "There's no way I sleep tonight," and I was like, "Okay." About
minutes
2 minutes later, I look over. He's out in
out.
my bed, and I got a real bad problem where I can't sleep at night. So I just started watching YouTube. So I probably didn't go to bed till like 3 or 4
Yeah, me and
because
him,
I was just sitting there watching YouTube, and I was
me and him were texting the whole time.
yeah,
I
we were
didn't go to bed
texting
till
like all
3.
night.
Jeez.
I helped as much as I could while I was there, knowing that I wouldn't be able to come tomorrow and help. And so I felt guilty. I was in there. I was just stayed under that truck.
One of
As
Village
long as I
Pizza's
could.
finest workers showed up and helped us.
He sure did.
He showed
supplied
up.
the tools.
He showed up and he was like, "Dude, I got some pizza in the back," and I was like,
Got some cheesy bread.
I did.
Cinnamon sticks, man.
I did come out,
Cinnamon
out
sticks
of,
would
out
have
of
been
that
some
truck
fire
when I
last
smelled
night.
the cheese bread. I smelled the cheese bread, and I was like, all right, I got to take 5. Take 5.
Oh my god.
I got something in my eye, and I'll be honest with you, it did not feel real last night. Like, it just felt like, to me, like, I can only imagine what Trenton felt like.
Oh, man.
But, like, after 12, I was like, I can't believe this is actually happening. Like, I should have been home, because I was on my way home when he called me. So, like, I would have rolled up on him either way.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there. My mom and dad were out there, because my dad called me at, like, because I didn't tell him. I was like, I'll be home in a little bit. About an hour or 2 later is when he called me. He's like, "Hey, where are you at?" And I was like, "Look, I'm at the bottom of the hill. Trent ran off the road." I was just underselling. I didn't want him to freak out.
Yeah.
Well, here they come anyways. And his, like, whole family was there.
Yeah, my whole
Oh,
family.
Like, we had the roads
Like,
blocked
we got a
off.
family gathering here, man.
We're making a family reunion
Like,
out of it.
we
and I
had
just-
people up in cars, like, up the road that way, flashing their lights, people down that way. And then we're in the middle working on the truck.
Yeah, it looks like a construction
My mom's
scene
car
going on.
my mom's car battery died, so Dad had to drive his car up from where we was up to there, jump her off, and I heard them yelling up. I heard my dad yelling up there. I was like, "Oh crap!" I knew what he was doing.
So he just runs up the road.
I
no
literally,
matter-
I was like, I know that voice. Like, I just took off running. I didn't know what was going on. I heard him screaming. And here I'm jumping my mom's car off, and it's like 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what has my life come to?
What is happening?
And Trenton is laying under there, and we're like, Trenton, let's just pack it up, go home. Like, you can sleep in my bed. We'll come right back in the morning. I'd rather die under this truck.
He was under it trying to do something?
Yeah, he was under it
were
cutting
trying-
because
we
there
were
was so
cutting
much
the wire.
wire. Like us, all me, him, and
He's lucky
Trenton
that,
were under it cutting wire.
didn't run him over or anything.
Yeah.
Well, we had it in park.
And that
Oh, it
was-
wasn't part.
Yeah, we put it in
Thank
park.
God. I was
Like
fixing
after
to
we got
say.
it, we got it off of that little pull off right there underneath the hill. That's
Yeah.
where we pulled it to. Well, I pulled him
So
out.
it was
and then
after that, and he got
Yeah.
under it. Okay.
Yeah, we were trying.
Because I was fixing to say, if he's on the embankment and under it,
My truck was
No.
on 3 wheels getting out of that ditch though, because like I pulled him to the where I was in the
What happened
ditch.
to
And I was
the
like,
fourth
take him off. It was in there
isn't it?
because like
Yeah.
it flexed the crap out of my truck. Like I was just like. Well, I was in it, and I was sitting like this, and then all of a sudden I was sitting like this, and then like this and this.
It
And
was
I was
basically
like, "Let's find out."
it was basically a roller coaster.
Yeah,
Pretty
I
much.
was just like,
It's basically like going to Hornwall.
I mean, I was just watching, and I was like, again. I was just watching.
yeah, it was trash, but
But luckily he's okay.
luckily he's
Yeah,
okay,
he's
and the
okay.
truck's not too bad.
That's
No.
No,
It-
they thought the transmission was out,
It's just
but
stuck
the
in
parking brake was on.
good.
His mom pulled up because she was going to town. She pulled up and see if we were still out there, and his pawpaw was finally there, and he got in it because that's his truck. Trenton's truck's transmission's actually out right now, so he was driving his pawpaw's truck.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm talking to his mom. And at this point, I'm like, well, crap, transmission's out. Because he tried to get in it. I didn't go over there and look at it, you know. He tried to move it, and it wouldn't go in reverse. And he was like, the transmission's out, too, because he's upset.
Yeah.
But,
So my mother calls me while I'm at work, and she says, "I need you to check on Trenton when you get off of work. The transmission's out in that truck too." And I was like, "What?"
well, I walked over there after his mom left, and I was like, parking brake's on.
Parking brake.
And then it drives fine.
It's fun. It's all good.
He's just missing a mirror, and the plastic under the front bumper is just a little messed up. And it's just on one side.
That
And
truck probably sounds
the
gorgeous.
tailpipe. This sounds amazing. That truck sounds so good.
So good.
Besides, the zip ties that are holding up the muffler right
Yeah,
now.
that's not.
But it'll all be
Yeah,
fixed.
man.
Don't mention it. Don't mention it.
Don't mention the move.
Come on, officer.
works.
Just let me go.
Just let me go, man.
It's not
Yeah.
straight pipe. It's zip pipe. Okay.
But, yeah, man, I really appreciate you coming on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, pleasure to be here.
We'll
man.
just ask you to step off, and we'll do our
All right.
outro, and then
oh yeah, no problem.
we can probably all get somewhere else a little bit warmer. Yeah, just step off, and we'll definitely talk in a second.
I got your disease.
Oh man,
All right.
you can't
Well,
be passing that thing on, man.
no, what a good episode, man.
That was great.
I'm glad I'm always grateful when the guests can talk.
Usually I'm sitting here eating the pizza, like munching hardcore. No, we're just having a good time. Like this pizza's getting eaten after, no doubt. But
All y'all, check out the merch. Link is in the description. It's affordable. It's comfortable. And what else do you want to get for your family members for Christmas other than some Perry County Podcast merchandise? It's all local, and we're all cool, Also, with it being December, we got our Christmas giveaway. So, enter it. Go look at the TikTok if you need more description at Connor.Tenen on TikTok. I can't wait to see your submissions. Make sure you put the hashtag Perry County Podcast on it. Christmas giveaway. Perry County Podcast Christmas giveaway. To be entered so we can see what y'all put out. And, yeah, thank you all for listening, watching, viewing, and, just listening in this week. If you don't mind, you could hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and you can undo it at any time. Yeah, so thank you for watching and talking with us because it's just our nature.